The next aspect, my lord, I've already pointed out section 28 about that criminalization aspect, because 28 is a standalone provision. Once it is decriminalized, it would not be permissible to strike it down to say not that criminalization will remain. There can be regulations without criminalization. So 28 is standalone, and nothing has been pointed out, not independently, to say that it is manifestly arbitrary. Now, Lord, coming to the aspect of competence, Lord, Mr. Venugopal submitted about 17, that you are providing for perpetuation and not prevention.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, my lords, 17, when it says prevention of cruelty to animals, my submission is that while legislating under this head, in this field, both parliament and state legislatures are entitled A, to define what is cruelty, B, to decide which cruelty is to be prohibited,
Yeah.
and C, which aspects of cruelty are those which are merely to be regulated, and which of them have to be left untouched, like section 28. So therefore, it can't be said that if the parliament, I'm taking the original act, if the parliament decides not to regulate a particular activity which is covered by 28, then it cannot be said that the parliament is perpetuating cruelty. It is just that that cruelty is based on religion and parliament doesn't want to regulate it. So this entry 17, when it talks of prevention, it is necessarily implicit that the legislature will have all this power, panoply of powers, Lord. This field is not a limited field that every time, for example, supposing Parliament, Lord, had not made Prevention of Cruelty Act at all, so all these cruelties would have continued.
Can they come to section 428 and 429 of the Indian Penal Code?
Yes.
428 and 429 of the Indian Penal Code.
Twenty-eight.
428, 429.
Those things like
Whoever commits, may I please it?
Yeah.
Whoever commits mischief by killing, poisoning, maiming, rendering useless any animals of the value of 10 rupees or upwards shall be punished with imprisonment. Either description for a term which may extend to 2 years or with fine or with both. Then 429 says, whoever commits mischief by killing, poisoning, maiming or rendering useless any elephant, camel, horse, mule, buffalo, bull, cow or ox, whatever be the value thereof, or any other animal of the value of 50 rupees or upward shall be punished. So these provisions remain, Mills?
You know, what you wanted to bring to your notice was, if you come to section 11 of the Cruelty Act,
Yes, Mills.
it's an 1960 Act, it's after the Penal Code. If you come to 11L,
Yes.
Now it speaks about
mutilates any animal or kills any animal,
by
including
using
stray
the
dogs,
or any other
injections.
unnecessarily cruel manner. What we are concerned with is he shall be punishable in the case of a first offence with fine not to exceed 10 rupees.
Yes,
So if he does it for the first time, if you have the choice of applying section 428 or 429, it under the ironically the act which is supposed to take care of animals, it visits him with 10 rupees.
10 rupees.
And there you can punish him for 5 years. So which will survive actually? Whether after the enactment of this 1960, both are by the central government, both by the central parliament.
No, both will survive, not because the first part of L talks of the use of method of strychnine injections
Or any other manner.
or in any other manner. So that's widens.
So any other cruel manner. So if you look at the irony of it, if you do it in a very cruel manner, you will be punished with a lighter sentence. Whereas if you kill in the manner provided in the section 429, it can go up to 5 years.
Yes.
I mean, we find it a little.
But that is based on mischief, who commits mischief and thereby causes.
So I mean, it's somebody else's property. So basically,
Yes.
animals have always been regarded as chattels and properties
Yes.
in England.
Yes.
Continue to be so.
That's right. That contradiction is there.
Yes.
Here. So the 428 and 429 it doesn't gel well with the scheme of the act. Because it can be anybody else's mischievous. If you do it with your own animal, perhaps it is not mischief.
And this was inserted in 82. L.
That's it. And they were even more, clear about it because animal was basically treated as having value,
Yes.
as a
that's right.
chattel, as a thing, as they
Yes.
call it in England. It's called a thing. Now the movement is to not call it a thing. It's an insult to call it a thing. It is a sentient being, as you rightly pointed out.
But we use these expressions, but ultimately the market
Ultimately, you
treats
call
them
it a
as
thing.
property.
Ultimately, you call it a thing in your
Market
mind.
treats them as a thing and property. No, that's how they are
Just wanted to point
bought and sold and
Livestock.
slaughtered and meat is sold. So all
Here it
through.
is 10 rupees. Then you will get away. So depending on, you can be charged under this section or that section.
Does it also the kind of way the same kind of offences are being treated, difference of legislative value also? It is the same legislation which is